All right.
Let's get it.
The On the
OTC
Cool
Podcast,
podcast.
episode 19, baby.
19 episodes in. That's crazy. Like we really be running our mouth.
Man, it's been cool. It's going quick too. It's not like
It
it doesn't
is.
seem like a stressor.
Mm-mm.
I gotta get that angle you got because you got a good angle where like your
Let me
head
tell
don't look too
you.
big.
Let me tell you
You know what I'm
about my
saying?
ghetto setup.
Like,
My ghetto setup. I have a laptop that doesn't work anymore on top of 2 yearbooks.
yeah.
And that is what's going on my kitchen table. This is
Man,
propped up on a chair.
I
It's
had
attached to a chair. You should see my setup. Like I just leave it attached to like the
all week.
head of a chair.
It look good though. My shit just look like I can't get that right angle. But see, I'm ugly at all angles and funny looking
Oh
at all
my
angles. So
god.
shit don't
You are
matter.
not ugly, Frank.
Like I get too close, look like my head too big. Man, oh hey, I gotta come in like this. And this how your John is. Like you the kind of like,
Well, I got a hat on today, so everybody can't really see the true size of my head. What's up, Eric? So yeah, Eric, yeah. You come on up in here. I
he in
told you
there
I was
early.
gonna do this. Let me tell you. Shout out to Eric for one. But Eric questioned me nicely. He didn't come at me sideways. He say,
Okay.
"Why you don't say hi to me? Why you don't see me? Why you don't read my comments? You can't see them." First of all, I can,
What
and
up,
I
E?
and I explicitly remember shouting him out on the last episode. And I said, hey, and I welcomed him in and read his comments. And I told him, I said, today I'm going to put you on blast.
Man, look
You
here,
know
Eric.
I was going to do it.
This what we gonna do,
You know I
Eric.
was going to do it.
Yeah, we're gonna make the next move, man. We're gonna make the next move, man. You know, I know you don't need no help. You understand what I'm saying? Because you already made that step, but I know
I
you don't need
knew
no help.
I told you I was going to do it. But
Yeah.
thank you for being here. You know what
I
I'm
like the way you
saying?
smile when you talk about Eric. You got
There
two
you
dimples. You know
go.
what I'm saying?
There
I
you
only never, you know
go.
what I'm saying? Anybody else, we only seen one. We see two dimples with Eric.
Eric is a nice Christian, God-fearing young man. I would ruin his life, and I don't want that for him.
Yeah, a
He
lot of
doesn't
people want their
deserve
life
that.
ruined. That's a part of that.
He
That's a
doesn't
part of
deserve.
life
He
that needs
doesn't
to happen.
deserve that. He needs
Listen,
a nice, wholesome woman who
hey,
doesn't wear red nail polish and wears stockings under her knee-length skirts.
yes.
He likes good Kojic fun. He gives me.
Nah. He
he
about to
gives
inbox
me.
you a picture of a glory hole after this. No, I'm nasty. I'm nasty. What are you talking about?
He is, Eric is a nice anointed man. But
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
So these red flags, man. So listen, this week, Frank, the Twitter has been going nuts with red
Okay.
flags trending. And I thought it was so interesting because some of these red flags I was reading were extremely specific and funny. But even though they were specific, I felt like that they were relatable. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of
Okay.
people could probably relate, or it was just ironic that a lot of the red flags were like being retweeted, and like people were really engaging on this particular topic. And I even saw one post that had mentioned green flags and how we always give the negative so much attention and we never shed light on the green flag. So I said to myself, we need to talk about
A little bit
red
of
and
both.
green
A
flags.
little bit of both.
Yeah, red and green flags today. What's up, Charles Boyd out of North Texas? That Triple D. So yeah, I thought that would be a really interesting topic for us to touch on. And I think that we should lead with what you laughing at?
I had a question. I think to myself, how many people got babies by their red flag? Go ahead.
Oh, I do. I definitely
Nah.
do. But
Go ahead. How we leading? How we leading? How we coming?
so I think what we should lead with is first awareness. I'm very big on awareness. I feel like the problem in ongoing red flags is the fact that we don't take the time to really look at our own. And so it's extremely easy for us to project onto others and point out their flaws and their red flags before identifying our own. So I'm going to
Right.
start with me. Is this a safe space? Of course,
It
it's not a
is.
safe space. It's the internet, but I don't care. Whatever.
That's a
Doesn't
rhetorical
matter.
question. Yeah,
Yeah,
don't
like
matter.
it's the internet. It's never a safe space.
Feel
So
safe in here. Speak on it.
me being as transparent as I am, I don't care. You're gonna take it or leave it. This is what you get. So with that being said, I will say for me, for sure, a red flag for me is that I've been told I come off too masculine,
Okay.
which is odd because I'm such a, I like, I mean, just because I like hats and t-shirts and stuff and tennis shoes, whatever. I've been told that I'm nonchalant, which I do agree with.
Yeah.
But if you peel back the layers, there's always, I feel, a reason
Why you're the
as
way
to
you are.
why I
Right.
am, or why not just me, but everybody is who they are. And I do feel like a lot of us have coping mechanisms that play a role in our red flags. And I feel like a lot of us just have untackled traumas that play into the red flags we have. But the first step is awareness. So I can go and say that, and if I have more, and anybody know me like that, like know me.
Yeah, they're gonna bring them out today.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
But
one of your red
for
flags is not
myself,
answering people inbox.
I mean, this is the thing.
Go ahead, keep going. Don't
So
stop.
it's a method to the madness, Frank.
Okay.
For me, I know for a fact that the nonchalantness that I've been called out on, the I don't care personality I've been called out on before, I really had a come to Jesus meeting with myself. And I've tackled that the reason I come across so nonchalant is because the times long, many, many moons ago, early 2000s, when I have shown that I cared, I always got the short end of the stick. I was pretty much made to be like, oh, um, you showing me affection or you showing me general interest. You must be clingy. And I'm none
So
of
you're
that.
just protecting your
So
feelings.
I don't know. Well, not just protecting my feelings, Frank, but I don't know the happy median between giving you space and not giving a fuck at all. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
or like, I don't know the happy median. It's really, really hard for me to grasp that. It's
I
like
can
it's
agree
hard
with
for
that.
me. I'm very hot or cold. Like,
Yeah.
I'm either gonna go hard or I'm gonna fall all the way back completely. I don't know the
Yeah.
happy median. And I know I'm not the only person that struggle with that. But with that being said, it comes across as though I'm completely nonchalant and don't care. When
Yeah.
I do care, but I'm not about to come off as something that I'm not, or have somebody who is hyperbolic accuse me of being clingy when I'm just showing general interest. I don't
See,
have
I don't
time
even
for
know.
that.
I don't even know what that word means, but I can tell
Right.
you, me personally. So everybody think I'm an arrogant asshole,
Are you?
and I'm not.
Okay,
I
so
just
why do you think you come across that way?
because I don't really care. Like so, all the things that you
You
mentioned, almost
care, but just
all those things. I mean, let me say I do
you
care, but
care,
I just
Frank,
come off
but
as I don't. But a lot of stuff I don't care about. See, one thing about me is,
mm-hmm,
like we just said when we were talking, if it don't fall in place, it don't fit.
mm-hmm,
I ain't gonna force it to happen. I ain't gonna force it to not happen, which is
mm-hmm,
almost it's a pro and it's a con at the same time because some things you need to force, but
mm-hmm.
I just let it roll. So a lot of people think I'm arrogant but I don't have to. I don't all this stuff that we was taught, like what you got to do and who you got
Mm-hmm.
to please and who you got to satisfy and
The
try to keep
validation.
the validations, keeping up with the Joneses, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care about none of that. So to a person, when I say I don't care about that, and nobody says that, 9 out of 10 people are trying to prove something to the land. It's like, why the fuck he don't care? You know what I mean? He
Mm-hmm.
arrogant. But I'm just like you though. I got a hot and cold. I mean,
I'm
I'm
either
black and
really
white.
hot or I'm really cold.
I'm
Right.
black and white. I don't really have that in between.
It's really
You
hard
know,
for me to find a happy median.
it ain't no median in most things. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, with showing general interest or with engaging, I think it's always gonna be a good happy median or balance. Whereas with me, I've completely lost balance, and my thought process is, well, if I don't care, it can't affect me. So I
Right.
shouldn't care about nothing. And that's not always good. You know what I'm saying? In regards to dating, not my life, but I shouldn't care because if I don't care, it won't affect me.
I even think that far of not affecting me because I'll put
Yeah.
myself in most positions to not be affected. So like
Right.
I'm already detached in most cases. Almost anything I do, which is not a good trait, I'm
Oh
almost
yeah.
putting myself in a position that I am
Attachment.
safe.
It's called attachment
Yeah.
avoidance. A
Yeah, I put
therapist
myself
taught me
where I'm
that.
safe because I don't really trust
Attachment
what you know what I mean?
avoidance.
I ain't worried about what you're
And
gonna
a
do
lot
because
of us, oh my God, it's so many of us that have attachment avoidance. Like I just posted a meme not too long ago and it was so funny because it said I don't text every day so that I won't get attached. And it's like, damn, I like the method is foolproof, but the fact that that's where we are, or a lot of us are there in our mid to late 30s is really sad. It's like, damn, I can't even like get excited about you because you probably gonna embarrass me. Like,
yeah,
you
I
know what
think
I'm
it's
saying?
but if we thought more about like how many relationships don't work, then I think you wouldn't be so worried about getting embarrassed. Like on some real shit, if you
Oh, I
just think
hate being
about
embarrassed, right? I love like I think my biggest thing in every situation I had. That's why even in my personal life, if I get into it with somebody, being a friend or a lover, like I could get past a lot, but when you take shit to the streets or like the internet,
well,
oh,
I mean
you
that ain't
dead.
supposed to happen though.
You dead.
That's a
But
red flag right there.
but
That's
that's
a
what I'm
red
saying
flag.
when it comes to embarrassment. Like when people try to embarrass me, I'm finna break you down to a science. Like I'm about to keep my foot on your neck because now you have taken things that are personal that are discussed between
No, it
us
ain't about none
to
of
the
that. It's that
world.
you can let the
It's
world know
no
and you a
hold.
little embarrassed.
It's no holds barred. It's no
So
holds barred.
that's a
Like,
red flag for
oh,
you.
I got a rep, Frank. I got an ego and I got a rep. Like, you embarrass me, I'm coming for your neck. Like,
Yeah.
that's it. So that for me is like I'm always trying to maneuver and do things to avoid that. I absolutely hate being embarrassed. And some
Being
people can
embarrassed.
make it, some people can go on after that. I can't. Like once I'm
Why you think
embarrassed,
so? Why is that though?
you
Why is it
dead.
that?
Once I'm embarrassed, you dead. I don't know. I just feel like every woman in my family is like that. Like some people can be embarrassed and be like, yeah, we're just gonna pick up and keep going. Fuck that. Excuse my language. Fuck that. You
Yeah.
embarrass me, I'm coming for your neck for the rest of your life. That's it. Especially if you initiate it. Like, oh, that's what we doing.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
get my monkey
But
suit out the
you are the
closet.
type though. You are the type like to keep it going.
Because
Like
that's one thing
yeah.
nobody has to worry about me doing first. I don't initiate public drama first. Never, ever, ever in my life have I done that.
But a
So
battle ain't nothing but a battle to you. That's what you're
what?
saying though. You ready?
Man, listen, you take it to the streets, to the internet. Let's go. Let's give these people a show. We gonna do this for life. So that's just all saying all that to say that's like a red flag for sure that I've known about myself is the nonchalantness. Also, a green flag that I've gotten, Frank, that I've been told is
Okay.
that,
I know
and
you're
I've
gonna
been
toot
told
your
this,
horn, god damn it.
yeah, I'm a beep beep. So a green flag that I've been told by somebody else or other people, not just one person, but other people, is the fact that it is um it is a good thing that when it comes to being asked about my child's father, I don't present them with negative information.
Yeah.
I don't talk down on him to other
Well,
people.
ain't nothing negative you can say there.
Right. But no
Listen,
comment. But I just, I've been told that women who pretty much go out of their way to shame their exes, like that's what you lead with when
yeah.
meeting new people or
You got
engaging
some
in new
hurt. When you do that, you
conversations.
got a lot of hurt off up in there. That's
Listen,
what I
the
think.
first time, let me tell you, for me, a man who always talks about their ex, I don't like that. I don't give a shit about her. You know what I'm saying? Like you gonna
Man,
vent, but
just
if
trying to
you
show
get
you what a boy is. He's just trying to show you,
nah,
what a
you get
boy,
vented.
where you need to come in at. He don't
Let
want you
me
to be
tell you,
under a subpar.
I'm gonna tell y'all a story. I accidentally became this man's therapist back in the day. I didn't do it. I didn't sign up for the job, and it was not a paid position. And
Okay.
so, younger Kia, not knowing no better, I thought to myself, "Oh, he just needs to blow off some steam.
He just
I'm happy.
ran. He just going on a
Yeah,
rant.
I'm like, well, I'm happy he confided in me enough to kind of tell me, about his past relationship. But I came to find out we was talking about this girl every fucking night. Like every night.
Oh, so were y'all more than just
We were,
friends? Or?
yeah, like
Oh, okay,
it
okay.
blossomed into that.
I
Like it
mean,
went
the
from
nigga
friendship
miss
to that.
her. He miss her.
But
You miss her
I
when
was
you
just,
lose.
that's what I'm saying.
Ooh, when you
That's what I'm
lose
saying.
your
And
bottom
after a
slip to
while, I had
marriage.
to like tell
When she
myself because
gets married. Go
I
ahead. I'm sorry.
can't.
I'm sorry.
Well, that's the thing. Like every night, every day, every text, it's her. And I was just like, after a while, and it took a minute because I was young. I was like maybe 28 or something. So
Yeah.
after a while, I noticed, dang, she keep coming up. Like, are we gonna heal or no?
No, the man. No, you didn't help him heal. You didn't help him heal because you
Right.
didn't let him. You didn't let him finish. You should have let
No,
him got her out of the system. And you
he
want to talk about you?
Frank,
You're selfish. That's a red flag.
Frank, listen, this man talked to me about this same young lady every single day. We talked
That's
about certain issues. We talked about more than twice. And after a while, I said, you know what? I need for you to go and explore
that's
this
weird
different
though. That's
experience.
weird.
It
Yeah.
is, but you'd be surprised how many people emotionally dump like that
Man, you
once.
meet some weird ass dudes. I see why you don't answer your
Well,
inbox.
listen, I got horror stories, but I ended up becoming this man's therapist, and I didn't even like go to school for that. And so now, for me, after experiencing that type of personality who emotionally dumps, just dump. They never call when stuff is good. They just want to emotionally dump on you
Yeah, I
or
got a
talk
friend
about an
like that.
ex.
I got a
Now,
friend
when
like
a
that.
man tell me something about his ex, I'm very quick to say, "Oh, that's none of my business," especially on the first
No, you
date.
just got to tell them, pray on it. You don't have to
That's
say none
none
of
of
your
my
business.
business.
Just tell them,
Yeah,
pray on it.
I'm here for the now, for the me and you. I could really give a shit about your ex.
Yeah, no,
And
I think
there's
that you can
no
have a
way I'm gonna
conversation.
talk about my ex or my child's father for hours with somebody. I'm just not.
No, I don't think that should. I don't think you should hide it, or I think you should be able to talk about whatever the person that you're with. But a
Mhm.
continuous conversation about the past is definitely not a good thing. That's
I
kind
hate
of
it.
weird though. That's kind of
I
like you're
hate it.
still there. You're not even in the now. You're still speaking
Right.
about how she her broke your heart or what have you. But
Mhm.
you meet some
I
weird
don't
ass
like it.
dudes. Though. I kind of see why you don't answer your inbox, man. Like you need to
Yeah,
go
I
ahead and hit up
can't.
Eric, and
Like I said, I'm too worldly for Eric. I don't want to ruin Eric. I'm not healed enough for
Eric, go ahead
Eric.
and drop that penis picture in the
I'm not
inbox,
healed
my boy.
enough for Eric. Eric need him a nice wholesome woman. I
Yeah.
definitely
Go ahead and
think
drop that
he's a
wood in the
nice
inbox,
gentleman.
Eric. Everything all good. Don't worry about it.
So let me go to some of these comments, man. So the question right now, for those who are just tuning in, is after experiencing different types of toxic personalities, what are some easy to spot red flags now that you pick up on? I'm talking about I even pick up on narcissism good. Like I'll just listen. And I don't always let people know when I'm picking up on certain things during conversation, but
That's
I
easy
pick
to get
up
misconstrued, though.
well, okay, so put it this way. I pick up on people who have the characteristics of somebody who emotionally abuses people.
Okay.
Like for instance, I met a dude, and this is all not like recent. I ain't been getting out there
Right.
like that. I don't be having babysitters like that,
Just
y'all.
because of COVID. That's all.
But I met
Yeah.
a dude many, many moons ago, and on the first date, he told me, yeah, I can have a what did he say? I can be mean sometimes. Okay. And I
We
said,
all
well,
can. We all can.
but listen, I said, well, thank you for your transparency, but I would like to put out there that if you're mean to me, we're
I'll
gonna
be
have a
mean back.
problem.
Yeah.
Because the way he said it was like, oh, without reason, without
You have to
being
accept this.
like unprovoked. I'm just mean sometimes. No, nigga,
Yeah.
you got a problem. That's not normal. And you're not
That's
gonna
right.
be mean to me for no reason because I will bring you down to like I'll make you want to hit me after I get through talking.
Well, clearly you wasn't
Like,
one doing all the hitting in the previous relationships. But go ahead and read
well,
the
no, I
comments.
don't. I don't lay hands,
Yeah,
but
no, you're
like
violent. You're violent. You're a
it
violent
was
person. We've
just
already
it was
established that.
crazy to me though, Frank. How you
Yeah.
gonna leave with? I'm mean
Well,
sometimes.
you know what? See, one big I was gonna hold this into, but like one big red flag for me is when I hear people talk and when we still talk and think that like certain shit is cute. Like to me, toxic ain't cute. You know,
Yeah,
like
it's not. It's
the
really not.
whole I'm petty
It's
era to me
annoying.
was just a bunch of people who are scary. Like I just feel like
Mhm,
you petty because you don't really want that action. Like you really do
mhm,
petty behind the wall type
mhm,
nonsense. So like anytime I see a person following the trend, to me,
mhm,
I kind of already got an image in my head, and I ain't almost ain't wrong about what kind
mhm.
of person you are because you don't really got no mind. You don't really got no thought
Well,
for yourself.
people, one thing I do like about red flags is that, and in my opinion, if you've been now, like I said, I think I've told you this before, the only people I give grace in regards to red flags may be people who have been married from a young age up until now, because I feel like those types of individuals who I know have only dealt with the same person repeatedly. They really haven't been out in the world or exposed to a lot of different
Right.
toxic traits. Whereas someone like myself, who's been out here, who's dated, who's also like had like friendships that didn't work from an early age. I know toxic behavior. Like I can
What?
spot a red flag
Right.
like no other, and I
But you got
run
to change that
immediately.
though. You can't be hard. I don't care if you're married, single, or whatever. Certain shit come with growth and age.
Yeah,
So if
absolutely.
you're
But you
not
still need to
changing that,
like be. So here's the thing with red flags, and I was gonna get to this later, Frank. So one thing I feel is in reality, we all have red flags.
I agree.
But when you're choosing a significant other, a spouse, you have to decipher if that person is your person when you weigh the red flags and the green flags. You know what I'm saying? First
Yeah, I
off, you
got.
got to identify what red flags you can deal with. Like, I don't like that about him, but I could. There probably ain't like for me. I could
See,
be with somebody arrogant because I'm arrogant. Not gonna lie. Not saying it's a good trait, but I can date arrogant men because
yeah,
you gonna
you need to
pop
get
your shit.
yourself an African. Then go get your
Listen,
African.
I'm
Get
gonna
your
pop
African.
it too, baby. Like we
Yeah,
gonna
get your
pop
African.
together. Hopefully you don't feel a way about it, but okay, we both think we all that in the bag of chips. So we both gonna be the star.
Yeah.
So that type of personality, like if the red flags match mine, we may be able to navigate through it. But I do think that it's very important for the green flags to outweigh the red, because I'm
Well,
not
see,
just gonna
look.
be with a buttload of red flags and nothing, like no compensation.
Well, that's because you at the age you are now. You know what I mean? We at an age that
Yeah.
you can see things for what it's worth. But
Hmm.
at say at the age of 21 or 20,
You don't know. You really
25,
don't. Oh
so your
God.
red flags at 25 ain't gonna be your red flags at 35.
Nakia, like 20 somethings, Nakia was simping so hard. Oh my God. I look back at some of the things I endured, and I never went through, I tell people from jump, I never got dragged like long-term suffering, but just some of the things I
Just it
allowed,
wasn't
I
worth
was
it. It
just
wasn't
like,
worth it in the yeah.
yeah, some of
Why?
the things I even did like 5 years ago, I'll be like, what the hell? I didn't love me. I was going through a time, you can just kind of see based on who you dated or who you gave time to, like, dang, I really didn't love myself. I didn't like me. I thought this whole
You really
time I
think
liked
that's
me,
what it
and I
is, or
did
you
not
thought that
like
that was
me.
that I hear people say that all the time, and I wonder if like
Yeah.
you didn't love you, or do you think that at that time you just thought like
When you
that was okay, like it certain things I did when I was at a younger age, I just feel like oh, I just thought that shit was cool. Now I look at it
Well,
today and be
Frank,
like, man, why would I do
the
that?
crazy thing about not loving yourself is that when you're in it, like when you're in the thick of not loving yourself, and you're like, at the time, I was doing things like before I had my kid, I had all this like extra discretionary funds. I just had all this wiggle room to not really sit with myself and recognize certain things. So I was compensating for stuff with going to the gym all the time, going on a trip. Oh, I
Right,
get
right,
sad.
right.
Let me buy myself something. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing all this stuff. I'm drinking. I'm on my little, you know what I'm saying? So I'm
Right.
doing all this stuff
You
to
want to
kind of
smoke crack at that,
cloud.
what
No, hell no, boy.
just
Look,
bullshit. I'm just
I'm still thick.
don't even go
You
past leave that
know, now
alone.
Frank, my weight would have dropped. I would have been a lot
Leave,
finer if I was on crack.
we've
Okay.
only been seeing you from the neck up, so we don't know what's happening. You know what I mean? So
But yeah, I just feel like I was in the thick of a lot of superficial materialistic type stuff, and I didn't recognize, like, dang, based on
see,
who I'm dating and based on what I allow, I don't like me. Like, there's no way I could like me. So now I even offended a guy I used to talk to, because
you
I
ain't my
told
type
him,
no
I
more.
said,
I wouldn't
but
do
I
you no
said,
more.
not my type no more. But I had to tell him, like, I dated you at a time where I didn't love me. you're not even it like no more. And it's not that you've changed, you're still who you are.
Problem
And
is
to be
I've
honest, he's
changed.
not bottom of the barrel. He's not a
Yeah.
bottom of the barrel cat, but just his mannerisms and certain things I allowed or settled for. It was like I did not. There's no way I like myself dating him,
Right.
and he was
Oh,
offended.
you know what? I think you kind of being harsh on yourself. We'll see what the comments say because I
Yeah,
think
but I'm
that
sure
it's just
other
in a
people can relate. You've dated
yeah. I
people.
think it's just
You
that
can
you're in a
look.
time that you feel like
You can
that's
look at people you
cool.
dated and be like, I would not. In your heart of hearts, you wouldn't allow certain things
Man,
now
listen.
because
So I
that's
went to a
because you
funeral
dated
like
them when you didn't love yourself.
I went to a funeral like 3 weeks ago. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm late, you know what I mean? Because I ain't trying to go through all the singing and all that. So I'm late,
Mm-hmm.
sit in the back. I get to, seeing everybody I hadn't seen in all these 15, 20 years. And I see a girl from like probably just that long, you know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
so she looking, and you can tell that like she was so embarrassed. She was like, I know your face from somewhere, but I don't know where. And so I'm thinking in my head, like, damn.
That
I would,
was the one I took the Tweeties.
right. Why? Why would you do that? But I just think at the time,
Was it Cullinan, Fondren,
you
or
know what I'm saying?
Tweeties?
I was more of an Astro N type of guy. But listen,
Yeah.
dog, my wife probably over there been up. What the fuck? Going on, man? No, but listen, I think it's just the time that it's acceptable because, like, think of me personally during the pandemic, like my mind changed. And
Mhm.
so I'm calling some of my friends, and when I see some of my friends, I'm telling them my new way of thinking. Like, hey, man, we ain't gonna be rocking out like we used to because I'm the type of person. If I'm with you 100%. You can call me if you need to move. You can call me if you're hungry. You can call me if you got a problem. Like, I don't really have no great area. I don't have people that I deal with a little bit, which is something I need
Mhm.
to change. I need to have boundaries for each person.
Mhm.
But I just think certain stuff you accept is because at the time of life it was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like
It
that
was
was
it.
acceptable.
I think for me, I look back on so many interactions, and I'll be honest, I just doing some shit. I don't even
Right.
think it was cool. It was just like I was just doing some shit. I
So
was
you
just
honestly think
doing.
that you were in a place that you were just going through so much that you really didn't care about yourself or just being young and
I feel
foolish?
like I was doing so many other things to compensate for not really sitting with myself and doing whatever kind of healing or growth I needed or evolving I needed to do at that time.
Right.
That's and that's certain things that I feel takes maturity and for you to have the ability to look back on in retrospect. Like I really as soon as I saw certain traits in the men, I would not have even touched them. Like,
Okay,
oh,
but
you
listen,
know,
so
just
but
certain
even
things.
but
I
now
did not like myself dating them. You know what I'm
hey,
saying?
but hold on, I think this though. But let me ask you this question because I don't know, but you answered honestly. So, but I think now you looking at a guy or looking into a guy for a different reason than that time. So is
Mm-hmm.
it the fact that hey, you wasn't looking to be with him forever, or getting with him past this or past that,
Well,
that you was accepting just like me, not even say mediocre guy, just like a regular certain
well,
situations that you wouldn't
and like
accept
I
right now.
said, let me emphasize on the fact that when it came to the surface stuff, like jobs, degrees, stuff like that, suit
Right,
and tie brothers, like I was dealing with that type, but it was the personalities and it was the me being okay with not being a priority. And yeah, it might have worked because I had other things to do, or some of them, if I wasn't
right,
with nobody, I was juggling dudes, I'm not gonna
right,
lie.
yeah.
But and so I never noticed. But then when I really thought back
See,
to
because
their
now you're sitting down
personalities,
and you want more though.
and
Yeah,
again, it's just certain red flags. Like I said, the guy who always treated me like I was his therapist, the guy who what one guy, I think I asked him, turned around and asked me for $100, didn't get it. But he turned around and asked me we lived in the same area. I think one time I asked him, he was off, and I had a package sitting outside my house. I merely said, hey, and I went over there all the time. Like I went over his house all the time, and I said something to the effect of, hey, can you go? I know you out there. I don't want this package sitting outside my house. Somebody gonna tell you, can you do that for me? He was straight up like, no. But then turned around and asked me for $100, and I was
yeah.
like, no. So it's just
And you
certain
still
stuff
deal
like
with him after
that.
that? That was okay.
Huh?
And you still dealt with him?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, I
But
see what you're saying.
it was
Yeah,
we
right,
both
right.
kind of Cause you know, once your petty got turned on, I don't care. You can't even go get a package for me. Of course, you can't have no $100 from me. Are you drunk? Are
Right,
you
right, right,
high?
right, right, right,
I just
right, right.
asked you to go pick up a package so it won't get
Yeah,
stolen, and it's
yeah.
on your way in your area. You straight up? Nah, okay,
He was
cool.
the
No
porch
extra.
pirate. Come to find out,
Right.
he
So
was the
I was
porch
just,
pirate.
it's
He
just
was the
certain
nigga that was stealing.
it's just
Go ahead.
certain personality traits that I cannot do at this age. Like
That's what I.
because that's not
That's
even
my
who I
question.
am.
I think is that those red flags that you see now are not because you hate it. I don't know. I can't say, but not because you hated yourself then, but now that you expect more out of a person because now
Yeah,
you see
and it
more and you
wasn't a
want
hate.
more, and what a friendship and a relationship mean to you now, even if it's just
Mhm.
a ship, means a different thing now than it meant when you were
Absolutely.
25 years
Oh,
old.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
Even just a ship is a totally different thing. Like it's certain people, if you have a certain personality, if you're not generous, I don't even want you in my presence. Like that's a characteristic or a trait that I need for, but I'm generous, Frank. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
I
a
was about
generous
to put you
person.
on solo because at this
Yeah.
point I need to get out your presence. I'm gonna
No,
leave. I'm gonna leave.
no,
I'm
but
gonna
like
step
it's just certain
back.
personality traits that if I don't see them, it's a red flag to me. If you're
No,
not
but you at the
generous,
point in
I
life
don't
you
want.
want to be around what you want to be around, and I think
But you
that's the
gotta.
big difference.
But then too, Frank, you gotta know your worth as far as your vibe too. Like if your vibe, if people want to always be on the phone with you, if people want to always be in your face, and you're not at least being like happy or presented with a pleasing personality type, why do I want you around me? I don't need you in my face. Like
Yeah,
I'm giving you all the good energy, all the good vibes, and you just bringing me emotional ass baggage and bullshit, or complaining all the time about your life, like,
yeah.
or
Calm
just not
down now.
even
You
you.
almost,
You
hold on,
can't
calm
even do
down. You
like a
almost went on
simple.
a lyrical rap
You
right
know what
there.
I'm saying? But
Look
you
at
know
this one, J. Cole on us in this job.
you can't even like be a comrade. You know what I'm saying, or a
Yeah,
friend.
yeah.
But
I
here
think
you
now at this
are
point,
soaking up
everything
all of my good energy and my good vibes and good
right.
conversation. No, get out my face.
Yeah, I
That's
think
where
right
I'm
now
at
at
right
this
now.
point, what you see and what you want is more so, like you say, of a vibe, whether it be a
Mhm.
friend, a relationship,
It gotta
family
match
member, whatever.
mine.
If it
I feel
ain't
like I was a way better vibe to, and
to
let me
them,
put
then
it
they
that
were to
way.
you.
I was a way better vibe to people
Yeah,
than they were men,
that's
certain
right.
men,
I
not
agree with
all
that.
of them. I was a way
Yeah,
better vibe to them than they were for me.
I
Like
agree with that.
I'm this beacon of light and this bright this, and I've been told that, oh, Nikhil, you're my safe space. I feel so comfortable at your house, or I feel so comfortable around you. Oh, you just uplift me, and here I am pouring. Because a
And
lot of times, things
yeah,
that you give people that suck the energy out of you
yeah,
are
they
more
that.
expensive than money.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's more expensive than money. So I'm pouring all this good stuff into people, encouraging and all that. And I look back when I was like going through my little issues, like, damn, ain't none of them pouring to me.
Right.
You ain't bring shit to me.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
why do I
I
need you around
100%
me?
agree with that.
And so everything, looking back on those times, like everything ended abruptly. It's like I just woke up one day
That's it.
with
Not this
certain
no
people and
more.
cut ties, and they had questions like, well, damn, you ain't even talk about this, or you didn't let me. And I'll be like, well, I've dealt with it for so long that it's
That's a
kind of
red
like,
flag too. That's a red flag
it
that you
is.
just a habitual runner. I mean,
No, I'm not a runner, Frank. I
what's the
deal.
weed smoking girl out of Dallas?
I don't give exit interviews.
You should
I didn't give
Shikari.
exit interviews.
You
I didn't give
Shikari,
exit
dog. You
interviews.
Shikari. Hey,
I
look,
didn't
you
give
got
exit interviews at all.
the comments going stupid.
I am. I know. I mean, I'm talking about I am. I'm not going stupid. The comments are.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get to it. Got somebody who said, I'm from Dallas. You're gonna have to go on that other page and tell me who the Facebook users are.
Let me try to get there.
Corey, thank you for tuning in. Corey is tuning in from the Boots, New Orleans.
Hey.
I had two and married a red flagger 13 years and 1,400 a month later. Bless your heart. That's
Hey,
unfortunate.
but what how did
Mhm.
you overlook the red flag, and what made her or the situation make that person a red flag? Because just
And
because
one
it don't
thing,
work,
mhm.
I don't think it's a red flag. I think some of this shit come with just growing and outgrowing each other.
But you know what, too, Frank? A lot of us, not just him, but a lot of us have to take We
Some
the beginning,
ownership.
the way I heal is by taking ownership. And you saw that shit. You
Yeah,
saw that shit, Kia.
you just
And
didn't want it
it's
right.
like last situation. Well, one of my last serious situations. I'm not gonna really go any further than that because I don't want to put his business out there. But it's certain stuff I even saw in his family dynamic, in my opinion, looking back in retrospect, that made him a shitty person.
Yeah.
And I didn't pay
I mean,
attention
his
to
mama
that.
smoke crack. He can get past it.
But I'm saying, like, now I apply that red flag to dealing with people. If you, most people, and I ain't even gonna say men, but most men and women who have a shitty relationship with their mother are not pleasant people, in my opinion. And I'm not talking about the little spats here and there. You get your
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bickering, because
Just
everybody, we all bicker. Like me and my mama bicker. But I'm talking about like serious damage extending from childhood, serious damage that is untapped into, not talked about.
well,
Those
those people are
people,
normally they normally got a
it always
shield up.
come out. It
Yeah,
manifests, to me, Frank, it manifests into spilling over into their friendships and their
right.
relationships,
Because they
to
don't know how to have
where
a relationship with
with a
anybody.
man, sometime everything you do, he gonna think back, man, my mama used to do that too. Boy, I'm not your mama. I'm not her.
God, no, the man
And I
can't think
have,
about his ex or think about his mama, man.
listen, you
Listen,
would be surprised how many men.
just
So
wanted to be
now
all
for me,
you.
Frank, one of the first questions I asked somebody new, what's your relationship like with your mama? And I ain't talking about the little bickering and stuff. That's cool. We all do that from time to time with our mothers who still are in the land of live. I'm talking about like deep rooted resentment for your mother. I don't have
Your
deep rooted
parent.
resentment.
Yeah,
Anything I had on my chest, I got off to my mama. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
so it's
yeah.
nothing that's super deep rooted there.
That's
But
bothering you.
it's so many people who have deep rooted resentment toward their mothers, and it comes out. And so I ask men now, like, yeah, you grew up with your mom and daddy? Oh, okay. What's your
Yeah.
relationship like with
Is
your
that a
daddy? You
trick
talk to
question?
your
Because ain't
daddy?
none of us have no daddy. Go ahead.
Listen, and I get that. That's not your fault. But if it's not, if that loss or if that void has not been
Bothers
dealt
you.
with, you know what I'm saying, has not been dealt with, you have not came to terms with it, it's gonna manifest. It's
But
gonna
that's a
come
big
out.
red flag for women, though, because a
It's
lot of
a
women
big,
don't
it
have
is.
daddies, and they be
It's a
tricky.
huge red flag. But when somebody asks me, I tell them I had two father figures. Amazing. I had my dad and I had my grandfather. A man born in 1930 raised me. So
Right.
I got, that's probably why I'm expecting like you to come with a mule and
Yeah.
work 20
And to
hours,
go slaughter this, you
20
want him to
hours a
slaughter the hog,
day. You
yeah,
need to know how to build a
and fry it.
fence. And
Yeah.
that's why I think the way I think.
Harvest
But yeah,
watermelons, and you want a
you
man to
asked
do a
me
lot.
about my paternal figures. I had paternal figures, amazing ones. My mother, my mother is around. Me and her have a relationship. And again, anything that could have caused deep rooted resentment has been basically tackled. And I just, people
Hey,
have
so let
got
me ask you,
to.
so by having those father figures, and
Mhm.
how do you think that's like positively affect you and negatively? What are you thinking like in the dating world? How does that make something negative? Like how are your expectations so high for today's men that don't really, a lot of
Mhm.
men don't know how to live up and or see the expectations of our grandparents, like of a real man, what we would
Mhm.
put a label on.
Um, huh. That definitely could be something that adds to me not being content with some of the individuals I've met,
Like a mediocre
because
guy.
I do, like I said, I was raised by a man born in 1930. I was raised by a man who um went to work, and he had a wife he trusted. My grandmother, God rest her soul. He brought her the check. She paid all the bills. She did have like part-time jobs, but my grandmother did not have to work. And I'm not saying that I like working. Actually, I like having my own little job and my own
Right,
coins.
right,
But
right.
so I'm not saying that. But I was raised by a man that is very, very hard to find in today's society. And so I have had to like deal with that because I'm a very all or nothing type of person. That's why I just flat out was like, I don't care. Like at this point, I got my kids. She got all 10 toes and fingers. At this point, as long as I get wealth in my kid, I'm good. Like if
Right.
marriage happens, cool. If it don't happen, cool. Because I don't know if I would be content with the way men think today. Because
Now, you know what? Where is that boy that was
that I could
coming?
be the type of woman my grandmother was because of that. But
Where's
I'm
that
not going
boy
to
that
give you
was
that if you're not
coming?
going to give
I
me my
can't think of
granddaddy.
his name. See, he just like your grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
He just like your papa, and you just gonna let him get by you. I can't think of, Eric.
No, I don't listen.
It's just like your papa.
I can't stand you. First of all, I don't know Eric life like that. We need to go and get up off brother Eric.
No,
But
man.
Eric said nonchalant doesn't mean you don't care. It means you don't get overly excited about shit. That's true.
Yeah, I really don't get excited about nothing.
I can. You know what? I feel like in today's time, you can't get excited about nothing. Even though that's something I wouldn't teach my child because I don't want to kill her innocence. But you really, especially date matters of the heart. You get excited. You set yourself up for disappointment. I just kind of like to be surprised with. I like to be surprised with consistency. I like to be surprised with, oh, he can spell. Look at that. Like every week, a new surprise. Like, oh, he's intelligent. Who knew?
Yeah. I mean, I'm learning new words every week on here with you. So,
yeah, you know.
I appreciate
I automatically get excited out the jump. And
the tutors.
Yeah, me getting excited at the jump has got me to where, you know, men who don't know the difference between want and want. And
oh, there's a difference?
It is. People mistake arrogance.
Not only is it just an O and an A, but there's a big difference in.
Yeah, you know, they don't know they're there. Like, I can't get excited about nobody. He might not be able to spell. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Own it, Frank. You're just softening the blow. If you're arrogant, that's you. That's true.
I'm not really arrogant though.
Like I own mine. Like at one point in time, I was like, no, I'm not. But at a certain point, I was like, you know what? I might be a little arrogant.
I don't really think I'm arrogant.
Not
I just
all the time,
be
though.
chilling, man. I'm very approachable. I just be chilling. I have a lot of assurance in myself. Put it that way. I don't really care to try to show people like what, and that's why they think you're arrogant. Like, you know, I don't really care to prove to nobody nothing. Like, it's cool. You know what I mean? That's fine.
If you like it, you like it. If you don't, go to hell. All right.
Yeah,
Eric said, that's me. If it doesn't affect me or I can't change it, I don't worry about it. Nope. If it's anything outside, everybody, but and I've been called that too. I've also been told that I'm self-absorbed because I told people, listen, if it don't affect my kids, not talking about kids, or
she got one on the way, y'all.
You know,
thank God she done came out. Congratulations. She done told us. No
babies. Just
gas. One on the way. One on the way. Go ahead, John.
Corey said it's self-prophetic relationship failure initiation. Oh, okay. All right. Learn something new. That's old medical term. Charles, stepping on my toes and I'm working on it though. Attachment issues. Oh yeah. You coming for blood, Nino? I probably am. I feel you on the embarrassment. We talked about that. I don't play that at all. I don't play embarrassment at all. Attachment avoidance.
Yeah. A lot to do with it, man.
Attachment avoidance. Adonis. I'm the same way, kid. Don't show out with me because saying sorry ain't gonna reconcile ish. I swear, you better keep it between us because once it hit the streets, that's it. We gonna give them a show every time.
I can see that nigga text you. Get him, friend.
Yep. Leave Adonis alone, Frank.
Get him, friend. Get on his ass. Adonis, do not encourage the negativity, dog.
If you keep talking about your ex, you haven't let go. Right. That's a huge turn off.
Yeah, that's really weird, though. That's weird.
I'm so quick to say that ain't none of my business.
I don't even see why. I mean, you know, certain things might happen and that might come up. And you might say something, you know, yeah, this was a problem I had with my ex, but more so than that, I don't think that you should even be talking about not one subject. Not one subject shouldn't be a constant conversation. That's kind of weird. Period.
Let me tell you something. When it comes to exes, friends that you don't talk to, Anybody, this is my thing. You give people the worst thing you can do, and this is a horrible thing for me to learn at my big age. The worst thing you can do is completely ignore somebody's utter existence. That is the worst thing you can do, and the best revenge. They pay them in dust. You'll never know. I don't talk about exes. I don't talk about old relationships in general, friendships in general that failed. We give people too much power
I
when we
think I
always
agree.
bringing it back up. And what I do,
Yeah.
even when I have friends venting to me, if I notice you keep on bringing up somebody's name, you keep on bringing up, I'm gonna tell you one day, you know what? I don't think you over this. You know what? I
See,
understand that you got to go through a healing process, but do you know that letting someone live rent free in your head is not healing?
see, I'm
I'm
not
not.
going.
I'm not bringing up nobody from my
I'm not
past
gonna
because
tell you
I'm
that.
not giving you I'm not giving you free publicity like that.
Yeah, yeah, nah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
It's too much.
Repetitively? That's too much. Oh, snap. I thought you were kidding about talk about me. Just kidding, folks. Okay. Charles, I don't think it's bad talking about your experiences with past involvements as long as it isn't excessive. That's the thing. But after, and maybe this is just me, after we touch on it once, especially if it's another female and it's a significant other of mine talking to me, I'm a butthole. Baby, I don't want to talk about that bitch no more. Like, I'm
Yeah, I mean,
sorry.
he shouldn't even want to talk
I
about that
I
shit
don't
no
talk about
more.
her no more.
Yeah,
Like, is she still giving you issues? Is she in the present here and now trying to sabotage our relationship? Because at that point, I get it. But if this girl ain't calling us, if she ain't playing on my phone, if she done went off and gotten a new relationship, ain't studying us, why are we still
yeah,
talking about
yeah.
her?
He the one hurt. He the one that's still stuck in the
And
relationship.
then now that I know that you hurt and that she got some leeway on you, now I'm unattracted to you.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
turns me off. I
That's
hate
not
that.
really masculine to me either, though. That kind of seemed kind of
But
simpish.
I think that it's a personality trait that a lot of men and women have. Like,
Bitch
why are we still
assness.
talking about them? Yeah,
Yeah,
we still talking about who? Baby, is she with us? Is she gonna join?
yeah.
Like, I don't understand. Eric, now Frank, you can't bring your past relationship into your present relationship. True. Kim say, "Woo, hey Kimmy, what
Kimmy.
you want to date? What you want to date that MF? I don't know who that is. Who
See
is
that
that trolling?
motherfucker?
Sounds like
Yeah,
this has Ricky written all over it. Who is this? It's giving
man.
Ricky. It's giving Ricky
Ricky
vibes.
know how to spell, and he know word placement
It's
and how to
giving
make
Ricky
complete
vibes. I
sentence.
don't know. Hey Heather, Eric. She answers me when I inbox her. I do. That's I don't have nothing against
Yeah.
Eric. We can
What are
chop
you
it up.
waiting on, player?
Listen, we gonna get Eric a nice wholesome woman. Adonis, that includes not only exes but overly venting about family. I know it might be messed up, but I ain't dealing with nobody who got a lot of family drama and trauma growing up. Ooh, that's that right there. All of that,
See
because
that
that's gonna
come
what
that
spill over into your situation.
yeah that come at what like you say your big age though, because when you young,
You don't
you ain't
know.
looking at none of that. You ain't looking at that. She got a sorry ass mama. He got a
You
sorry
really,
ass daddy. That's an
I
image.
think when you're young, you're really overly. A lot of people are really overly empathetic when they're young. We don't
Right.
know how to be
Yeah.
there for people while still keeping boundaries set to like, okay, I'm gonna talk to you about this one time. I don't want to hear about it no more.
Yeah.
If you ain't gonna go see therapy, or if you ain't gonna address that family member, I'm not finna sit here and talk to you about it every day. I'm just
Hey,
not.
so if nobody date the broken people in this world, then we'll all be single.
Well, I'm not saying that you shouldn't date broken people. For me, it's how you deal with your brokenness. You know what I'm saying? We all are broken. But when are you gonna heal? So you never that be my question. And that's why I guess I come off sometime as like a butthole, because I'm
Oh
like,
yeah,
when are you
yeah,
gonna heal? Like we
yeah.
5 years in.
I can
So
see that.
if you like, even if your healing is going to be a lifetime long healing, because some people have went
No,
through
no, no.
traumas that's going to take a light. Like when you think about like molestation stuff like that, we're
Well,
going to
that's
go dark a
different.
little bit.
That's different. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So when you're dealing with individuals that went through that kind of stuff, that takes a lifetime. Rape, all that takes a lifetime. Abandonment, a lifetime to get over. But what as you heal, it should improve. Put it that way. If you aren't improving your how you deal with the trauma, you're stagnant. And I can't, as a person outside of that, be dragged
As an
down.
arrogant asshole, you can't be with that person. Go ahead to the
I
next
can be
comment.
with them, but why would I allow myself to be dragged down with you? And so now I've taken on everything you have, and you got two people in a relationship with each other that
With
have
a
turned
bunch of
toxic.
That's right, with a bunch of negative. I can agree. I mean,
Yeah, you know what I'm
I'm just
saying?
playing devil advocate, but I totally
I
agree with
get
what you're
it.
saying, though, man.
I get it, but like I said, it goes back to me saying that the green flags have to override the red flags with certain people.
Now,
Some red flags we can deal with.
this is a big red flag. I think at your adult age, go back to that comment, that laziness and person
Mm-hmm.
that don't have no gumption, and no ambition, no move.
Mm-hmm.
Even in a friendship, being around people that like that right now, it's kind of like, man, you
Mm-hmm.
don't even want to be
It's
around a
draining.
person. It's draining. It's draining
Mm-hmm.
because we're not talking about success. We're not talking about this. We're talking about
Just the drive.
you ain't got no drive, and that's a huge thing. Like being in our age right now, we're at a pivotal age, like turning from, like if you're ready to turn it up, or you finna just be stuck at the age you are. I
Well,
can't.
a lot of people peaked in high school and college, unfortunately. It's really sad.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I know a lot of people, and I don't know what they're going through in life. I try not to be judgmental,
Oh,
but
you
a lot of
judgmental.
people peaked, like literally reached the top of their totem pole, their personal growth at 18, and I don't get that. Like, so
And you can tell
that
most of the guys that reach their
it's
peak
sad.
because all they talk about is 1996, bro.
1996. Oh, remember 2001? What we did every
Yes, no, I
time, and
really
that's
don't remember.
all we got. That's all he got, and that's like, and I feel like it's. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's not hope for like people almost 40 that are like that, but at some point you should look and say, damn, why are all of my good memories only from 20 years ago? You need to reevaluate your life and get some fire under your butt and elevate yourself, whether
Yeah,
it
so
be
that's a
emotionally
big
or
red flag
physically.
at the current.
Huge red flag.
That's
Huge.
huge. Yeah, yeah.
I don't ever like,
Good point,
honestly, I'm
Corey.
okay if my peak is until my 40s. I feel like I'm doing good because that means I'm I've been constantly growing up into that point. If my peak ain't
Yeah,
till
that's right. I
55,
don't care what the peak is, but I just want to see
I want
some
to
success
constantly try to get there. Right.
climbing up the
So
ladder. Right,
don't peak in high school, don't peak in college. You got to keep going. So
right
I'm
on.
sitting
I
here
agree.
talking sexy. I don't think she'll fight Frank. Okay.
Yeah, boy, you ain't watched the previous show. See, he.
You know what I want now? Not now. I got too
Yeah,
much
see,
to
he's
lose.
not an OG listener.
But I have a CHL. I'm not fighting anybody.
Oh
Heather
my
said
land.
angry at breakfast. That is a red flag. Yeah, because what is that about? I know people who are mad in the morning. That's the difference between not wanting to talk and having your quiet time in the morning. Because I don't like to really use my voice or hear loud noises before
Nine-ish.
9,
Yeah.
10. Yeah, I get that. But when you just flat out grumpy,
Now you might
did
just
you
be
have a
grumpy
bad
because in
dream?
the morning you listen to trap music, so you like
I
loud
do.
noises. You like
No,
and
I
you
do
yeah
that in the car. So once I
yeah.
drop my baby off, which is around 7, I get in my car and I do listen to trap music. But most, you gotta understand, Frank, most of the trap music I listen to in the morning is about money. Because I feel like if I play stuff that's about money, like
That's
I
your
put 50
motivation.
Cent, I put 50 Cent, I get money. I like on repeat this morning. Like I listen to
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. So if I listen to any trap music in the morning, it's about money because that's kind of what I feel like I'm trying
You
to
walk in the morning,
manifest.
they say, "Good
So
morning, Keisha." I get it. Shit
yeah,
still playing in your head.
but yeah, people shouldn't be angry at breakfast, Heather. I agree. That's a horrible trait. Charles, yeah, that petty toxic crap was childish as hell. They were really hurt and didn't know how to deal with their trauma. Adonis said
I
anybody
read your
that
lips.
you saw how I tried to put that in there. We're in the mommy mode real quick.
Right on.
Adonis said anybody that think cussing out their significant others are option or effective communication. Oh, absolutely. I give disclaimers. Please don't cuss at me. and people be laughing. Nakia, you ain't gonna. I just bet, please don't cuss at me. Please don't raise your voice. Please don't do that. Don't do
I mean, that's just
that.
how
I
I
don't want
talk.
to. Don't cuss at me, please.
That's probably my
Please,
toxic trait too, because that's just
please
how I
don't
talk.
cuss at me. Like, don't cuss at me. Don't do that. And I always get a disclaimer, or I'll say something like, if I know that I'm really not trying to go there, I'll be like, you know what? Since you can't use the King's English during a heated moment, and I know where I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, you know,
'Cause I
exit
know where this
left.
gonna go. I'm gonna go.
Hey, that
Cause it's
really
gonna
make a
go
person
bad.
mad when they ain't finished. They ain't
Yeah,
finished.
because it's gonna go bad. And don't
Yeah.
follow me after though, because then it's gonna really go
Oh,
bad. Corey
where
said,
that
"Nah,
boy
dude,
at? Where that boy
that's
that
an
was supposed to
extreme."
get in your inbox? He need to see this. He need to make sure. I hope he still look. Boy, whatever
Corey
his name.
said, "Nah, dude, that's an extreme red flag, and test to see how much disrespect you tolerate." That is and that's another thing. Test. Oh, I done had people say stuff before to me like, "Oh, I was just testing you."
No, you were just trying to see was I going to accept that nonsense. That's all that is.
I am
Test
not
these
the
nuts.
SAT. I am not the SAT. I am not a midterm. I am not a exit exam for any kind of program or practice. Do not like that in itself. If you constantly notice somebody test you, or sometimes even
Hey,
in some
that
adult
was a
in
good
there.
line. That was a punchline right there. That was some Drake shit right there. That was
I know.
nice.
I feel like I need to go back to
Yeah,
rapping.
that was
Anyway.
Drake. That was nice.
But yeah, I don't like testing. Like, don't test me, please. Or this red flag I've been told before too, just to kind of piggyback off of what Corey said. Oh, you look so cute when you get mad. I feel like anybody that really cut for you,
Don't want to see you mad.
anybody that really like you, don't want to see you mad. Like,
Yeah,
I don't want to intentionally make somebody mad because I like how they look mad.
yeah.
That's really weird to me, but I've heard it before, and I've still heard that people do it. And I'm like, me mad is a hard, I don't like me mad. I don't want to be mad. And my
No.
mad, in my opinion, is not cute. She's very ghetto, very irrational, and very ratchet. I don't want to be that person.
You
So
almost just describe yourself right now. I mean, I don't know
no,
what the hell you're talking.
because
Nah,
I'm
nah,
on my
nah, nah.
high vibrations right
Nah,
now,
yeah, you
Frank.
got some positive Erica Badu vibes right now. Go ahead with the
Yeah,
comments.
I got incense burning. What you
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
mean? Charles, if your jaws stink in the wintertime,
Oh,
yeah. But
see, these.
why would I know that? Like, how do you find that out? Like, walk by air stink, maybe?
No,
Because
when
I
you
know I
pull them
said,
down, when you pull a motherfucker down, you know, my land.
but I feel like you don't even have to pull them down to know they stink.
You know,
Like,
if
you
you
can just,
stink, I mean, you can be fully clothed to know
like,
that.
somebody can walk by and you can just kind of catch it.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you'll know.
yes,
You know,
yes,
when they
yes.
sit down, when they flap down, when they do that
when they come out the back of their butt
yeah, it's
crack,
like
oh my,
on both sides.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, you'll catch
Somebody
it.
loose up in
So
here. Somebody loose.
yeah, bad hygiene is definitely a red flag. Jock, welcome, Jock.
They hadn't
Just got
seen Jock
out
in a
of
week or
men's
so.
meeting. I see we discussing red flags today. Yes, sir. Corey, sometimes it's just a result of inexperience, simply not know what loving yourself really equates to. That's facts. That's facts. Heather, my Aries definitely portrays some green flag behavior. In 8 years, he has never raised his hand, nor has he ever cursed at me. Oh yeah. Oh
Oh,
yeah.
that's good. I mean, she got to be
I don't
doing
like.
something right that he don't even
I
curse.
don't do. I tell people I don't do abuse on any level, be it verbal, emotional, and emotional abuse actually is like ghosting people. That's emotional abuse, especially with love
That's who you
bombing.
are.
No,
A
no, no,
ghoster. You a
no, no,
ghoster.
no. Mm-mm. I deal with
Ghost.
put it this way. I've
Not to be
dealt with a
mistaken for
lot.
goosing. Ghosting.
Frank, I've dealt with quite a lot before I made a decision. If I ghosted someone, I dealt with a lot before I made a decision to
Don't
ghost. And
matter.
my
You
thought
ghost
process
them
is,
with no exit interview. You just a ghoster.
why do I have to explain
I don't really
to
think you
a
have to. I'm just
grown
talking shit. Go to the
person?
next comment.
I know, but I'm just gonna throw that in there. I'm gonna throw the curveball. Like, you shouldn't have to explain to grown-ups what they did wrong.
Because you already know.
Because
We've already talked about this
yeah,
really
and
before. Yeah.
if it's just them, it's just them. But I do want to talk about something that is emotional abuse real quick. Another red flag that came to mind: love bombing. I know a lot of people don't know what love bombing is, but
I
it's
don't
the
know what
thing.
that
So
is.
love bombing, and it's happened to me, and I recognize it all the time. So love bombing is when somebody, man or woman, come at you super duper 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 hard, like consistent. They coming for you. They, hey man, texting you on the phone with you for like maybe a month straight, sometimes a week straight or something, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden it stops. And then you ain't really tripping because maybe you out in these streets doing you seeing other people. So you like, well, damn, that's weird, but whatever. So you going about your day, okay? You going
Right.
about your life. A week or two later, boom, they back with it. Super duper duper consistent. Texas, man, what you been up to, man? You playing. Super duper consistent. Linking up with you, all that, and then boom, they gonna get see that's called love bombing.
I didn't know that was a
And
name for that. I just thought that
It's
was
it's a
inconsistency.
name, and it is a trait of many narcissists. And the thing is, that person does not want you. They merely want attention. They don't want you. They are
Mm.
driven off of the attention. So a red flag to me, the first time somebody love bombs me, and it don't always mean that they in love with you. It's just the name of the term of
Yeah.
the
Where you
the
finding all
method,
these
the
terms
tactic.
at?
Oh, I be I be talking to therapists and stuff. I'm on my
Mm.
journey. I'm on my little journey, man. I'm starting to be like, oh, that's what that was, and I'm putting stuff
Yeah.
together, and I'm doing my learning. So, but yeah, a lot of people. I dealt with somebody who did that before, and I didn't know what it was at the time. And at first couple of times, I wrote it off like, oh, okay, I guess he gone again. I even had him in my phone as he might disappear. I didn't even save his number. I say, I can't make this up. I
Here we
literally
go
saved.
again.
I didn't save his name in my phone. I saved his number as he might disappear because that's what he did. He love bombed.
Yeah.
And I wasn't tripping because I was occupied
Maybe
with
he
other
worked
things.
offshore
But
and he could only get service every 6 weeks.
no, he
He
wasn't
worked
far.
offshore. He worked
He
offshore.
simply and let me tell you. And so when I finally realized what was going on, and
I see you.
sorry about
Yeah,
that, y'all.
yeah, yeah.
But
Your
anyway,
eyes, your eyes choosing, but your mouth ain't
it
moving, man.
it got to a point though where once I learned the term and what it meant and was able to recognize it, I called the individual out on it. And I was like, you know what? I ain't tripping. Like, I really ain't tripping on you being gone. I'm used to it. You know what I'm saying? But can you stay gone for me? Like,
Oh
I just
wow.
came out and said it. I was like, can you like stay gone? Like, not saying you should
And
like
what if he
keep
just said
looking.
no? Nope, I ain't accepting
Well,
that.
no, I mean he kind of did in a sense. It was kind of that thing of, well, dang, like she called me out on it. But I was like, it just doesn't make sense to me why you go so. And I said, you know what? It could be that every time you, I don't know, maybe break up with somebody or go through it with somebody else, you might
Yeah,
love
yeah, yeah.
bomb
When
me.
it
You
gets slow
probably
over
do it
here.
to others. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I know in the dating world, everything is up in the air. People could talk to other people. It is what it is. But I called him out on it, and I was like, I think that every time you or one specific person, or maybe you and others fall off, you feel the need to, oh, it's been 2 months. Let me love bomb the kid, and you
Hey,
go
what
super
do
duper
you think?
hard.
2 months. That's a long time. Because I was just about to say, do you think like
Yeah,
people feel like, okay, let me file back? Maybe they trying to see if.
no, because
But two
it was
months, 2 months is a long
reciprocal.
time. Like,
It was reciprocal, but not even 2 months. Sometimes it'll be like 2 weeks straight of love bombing. Oh, googly eyes, and just it was really really like when it happened. When it was extra, it was extra. But I
yeah,
allowed it, and so anyway, I learned the term, and on my spiritual journey, my evolving journey, I learned the term, and I was able to recognize it, and so I said, man, I just think that's weird. I think that's weird, and at this point. I'm gonna go ahead and write it off as you not necessarily wanting me, which is cool. I got others.
yeah.
But you know what
Oh,
I'm
we
saying?
know. We know.
It is. And I ain't saying I'm necessarily sleeping with them, but I mean I'm not sitting on. I'm
No,
not
no, we
sitting
ain't
up
go
waiting
that
on
far.
you.
But yeah, go ahead,
Yeah,
carry on.
but I don't like, I gotta flex a little bit. Like I'm not sitting up waiting on you. It ain't like you got me on ice or nothing like that for you, but I'm just letting you know that this what you're doing is a form of emotional abuse because if I were a more timid
I'm
or
waiting on your text
sensitive,
or waiting on your call, and you ghost for
yeah,
months.
like if I were
I can see what else.
for a more sensitive female, love bombing can really, really be emotionally draining. because especially for a female who has a very monogamous mind frame, even when dating and not in a relationship, she only dates with one person. I'm like, if I were that type of woman, like really sitting up waiting on you, I would be in my feelings. I would
See,
be distraught because.
I think women of our time too tough for to be all. I think this some new generation bullshit.
But
You
that's
know what
the
I'm saying?
thing. Like, you have so many love bombers out there. You really should not ever make yourself vulnerable to individuals who go super duper hard and then go missing
Hey, what
because
if
they
you
don't
a
want you.
love
They
bomber
want
though? So what
attention.
if both of y'all on the same
I've
BS?
never, I've never, Frank, I've never went super duper hard coming at a dude. Oh, you just so fine and flirt, 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 flirt. Like, I've never went super hard and just stopped and then came back. That's crazy. And I do it ever
Hey,
like
but
it's
when
like
you
a
post that
cycle.
picture, when you post a new picture up on Facebook, boys got to come back in your inbox, come back to
That's
your text
crazy.
messages.
I think
You know
that's
what I'm saying?
insane.
It's
I
almost like
mean,
you
the
reintroduced
like,
yourself, man. So that's
Frank,
why they come back.
the like button is there, the love button is there. There's no need to circle back anything,
Say,
especially
but
if you ain't
if
talking
a
about
nigga love a
nothing.
picture, love a picture,
That's
he
crazy.
thirsty. He
That's
can't. He
crazy.
thirsty.
That's crazy, and they need help. It
See,
love
us
bombers.
men don't know what to do. If we like your picture, we ain't liking
Just
enough.
like
If we go back
it,
and like the picture, he
because the
thirsty. If he
thing.
love the picture, he thirsty.
No, it ain't even about that. The thing about it, Frankie, is love my, and it's a man out there I probably just described to a T that a lot of women know. It's probably a man watching this show that's like, damn, I do that when me and my main, I do be going hard, texting so and then I disappear again with things. Stop doing that shit. Because you don't want the girl that you love bombing, you want attention. Feel
Yeah,
that for get a puppy. Get a puppy.
Candy got the same issue. She just come
Get a
out.
puppy.
Candy say love bombing is a waste of time and
It is
childish.
annoying. It's
AF
so annoying.
exclamation point.
It is the most annoying thing ever. And it's like, dude, just get a puppy. Get
So
what's that called? An emotional support animal? Get an
yeah.
emotional support animal,
So is this that's common among guys or just the wasted guys?
It's common. I think it's common amongst men and
People. I
women
think people.
because
Period. Yeah.
yeah, because I think it's women out there when they boo get into it, all of a sudden she hey boo, and I'm talking about coming for your neck, going real hard, and then a week two later gone.
Yeah.
And then she come back. That be the thing. It ain't about you going. See, my thing is once you
It's
gone,
the
I
you
need you
fooled
to
me twice.
yeah. I need you to stay gone. You
And
know
you
what I'm
fooled me
saying?
once. Shame
You
on
can
me.
go,
Yeah.
like you can do what you do and go, but I need you to like stay gone forever, please and
Yeah.
thank you. And
Unless
then it's
both
like,
of
oh,
y'all
you're
like
just so mean to me. I've been nothing but nice to you, but yeah, you ain't been nice consistently. So get the
unless
fuck
both of
out.
y'all love bombers, then y'all just
Get the
both
fuck
on
out.
that BS.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
So we learn
But
new
okay,
terminology on this show every week.
we gonna listen. We gonna navigate these murky waters, Frank.
Let's
We
get
gonna
it.
get through it. So Adonis said, "Hold up, Frank. Not too much on the Africans." We're just raised being affirmed a lot, and it shows up in our self-esteem, and to others is arrogant. All jokes aside, being humble is not a typical trait Nigerians teach and think it's only needed when dealing with folks from Western society, aka Americans. On my 23andMe, it said I was like 47%. What am I? No, I was 58% Nigerian. So
Man, with this head,
that must
I gotta
be.
have a bunch of Nigerian in me. But let me say
Hey,
this.
that's probably why I'm arrogant a little bit.
Yeah, one of my closest friends and some of my people I deal with are Nigerians, African, and
Mm-hmm.
just naturally they capping it. It could just be a Wednesday, and like, how did we get here? You understand what I'm saying? If you ever went to a Nigerian party, then you
Mm-hmm.
know that Nigerians cap
Oh,
like
it's lit.
nobody else. If you go to a
And
Nigerian
they
party,
late. They late is a different late. It ain't an
man,
American
listen.
late.
If you go
They
to a
late is like
Nigerian
three
party,
hours late.
let's say African party, not even Nigerian, you gonna see the money dance and you gonna realize that, oh, they arrogant.
It's cap. It's
Yeah, it's
cap.
all
Big
cap.
cap.
It's all cap.
I want a Nigerian wedding so bad. Even if my husband ain't Nigerian, I need that money thrown. Throw that
Yeah, the
money.
money dance. The money dance is becoming an American thing too, though. That ain't just Nigerian junk no more.
Be up in there like
Money
trying to
fall on you,
get
banana fall on you.
in. Let me see. Charles, yo, what just happened to the broadcast? It's chopped.
But that's
Charles,
that
give
cheap
us the
ass
update.
internet
We
you
still
got.
messed
Mine
up.
kind of cheap too, though, son. Don't
Nah,
worry
my
about it.
internet is not cheap. They better be.
I got expensive Comcast, but it ain't that good. So
I'm just saying.
or Xfinity, whatever they call it now.
Corey said Frank on
I appreciate you, my boy.
target.
My point. Appreciate you, my
I
boy.
tell you, I can't stand the stingy MF and consider it. Yeah, I need generous. If I don't get generous energy, I don't want you.
I just think that's what I was just about to say. I just think the energy got to be reciprocated, man. It can't go one way.
Absolutely.
Everybody wants you to give them something or treat them some kind of way, and they treat you another kind of way. So
Yeah,
and then
absolutely.
cry wolf that you're not treating them like that. But it don't go both ways. You know, I always throw out there, don't ask me for nothing I can't ask you for. And that ain't about money.
Period.
That's just about life.
Period.
And most people don't give you
And
what you asking for.
if I can't, like it's a lot of people I dated in the past. I'd be like, why am I still only having to go to my friends for advice? If I can't even come to you for advice, but I notice you emotionally dump on me all the time, or when I do try to talk things through, it's like I'm rushed, but you able to like emotionally dump on me all the time. I'm holding the phone, listening, giving you feedback, and I ain't getting none. I don't want you in my life.
Man, listen, the homie Jay Blind say, if you got a hill, we're going to Golden Corral. Boy, is Golden Corral still open? You know, he don't live in Houston no more. So.
Let me tell y'all real quick. I'm off task. The fattest thing I ever did in my entire 37 years of living. I don't know what I was going through, but back in 2008, I went to Golden Corral and bought the dozen rolls. And I got the rolls. It's bomb. So I got a dozen of them joints fresh. And I had got 12 of the honey butters to go with it. I think I went through at least 7 of them in one sitting. That was today.
You ate the whole 12. We're not gonna go off on that, but
today,
I think
was the fattest thing I ever did, and I have not went back to Golden Corral because of that. I was like,
the best biscuits or rolls is Cheddar's. I go Cheddar's.
Cheddar's too.
With
It was really fat. It was really fat, and I don't know. I know I was eating my emotions that day. I don't even remember what I was going through. Adonis, somebody raised on love will be sucked dry, often dating folks who are raised on survival. Amen.
Right. It's a big difference, dog.
That's a whole nother broadcast, but trust and believe, we could talk about that because
that's
I always said, I told somebody my child is raised on love, not survival, and I'm gonna teach her to I hopefully only date people evenly yoked like her and date people who are raised on love as well. Because she not gonna understand nobody raised like
off of survival, right? But that's most time that's who you're attracted to. The opposite of attraction,
right? And that's probably what's gonna happen. But she not gonna get it.
You're gonna stop that. You're gonna cock block.
I am. I most definitely am. Don't be bringing nobody broke home. Corey said, I didn't overlook it. I ignored it because the aesthetic was good to family, friends, etc. The family. Oh, that's there. A lot of people do that. A lot of people just like the idea of the family unit. Yeah. Especially if the wife is like decent looking. And so
if it's something that you didn't have,
it's like, I'm gonna deal with all this bad stuff, but that ends up blowing. You pay for it later. The red flags you ignore in the beginning,
and they hurt you in the end. Yeah.
Every time. Yeah. Every single time. And I thought I could influence her to evolve. Well, and that's another thing. A lot of times we think we can change people. You can't. You can't change nobody that don't want to change for themselves.
You think people will change. I mean, that gotta be. Yeah, that gotta be a personal decision to do better and to change. You can't help a person change.
You can merely make suggestions. And the moment people realize that you can only make suggestions, you can't change people, the easier it'll be for you to move around when it's time to. You can outgrow them. And you got to go. But I fought myself for forcing it to fit what I thought I wanted at the time. That's growth. I'm thankful I was raised with my dad. Okay. What's up, Jonathan Davis? Not all men think like the men. Not all men think like the men today. Okay. He can spell. Yeah, girl, listen. I've been let down so much by men who can't spell. So now that I know that, a red flag to me, and let me tell you.
Man, you smarter than a junior college professor, though. So niggas got to be on the
whole level. On the tangent, but let me tell you, going forward, I remember I told a guy, because I noticed he misspelled one word. I said, all right, I ain't going to be the ABC police. I'm going to let him make it. Yeah. But then I kept getting text messages. And then the fool tried to write poems.
Oh.
Yeah. I know it made his head hurt. I know it
Yeah.
did. It was a struggle. It was a struggle. And so this
That
is a
boy,
man trying to like be my Angelou, right?
that motherfucker say phenomenal. Phenomenal
Uh,
woman.
and I'm reading the poem. I can't even get to like the second part of the haiku because everything in that joint was misspelled. So I immediately knew. I said,
See,
"Oh
the poem was it was an abstract word of work of art. You had to sit back
no,
and look at the words. Don't try to read it, but it was gonna come out to you like a pain.
that
So
man couldn't
you were
spell." And
focused on the
so
spelling. It was more like, don't worry about it. Go ahead.
I'm looking. I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to feel you. This me trying to feel you. Okay, no.
Hey,
Uh,
it's no way. Now
because I want to feel
you
you,
can
but
have bad grammar, but there's no way to misspell a word in this day and age. Like your
I'm
phone do it
okay
for you.
with I'm okay with a mistake. Now, it's the difference between you misspelling a word and it being a mistake, opposed to you misspelling a whole haiku. So once I read the whole haiku, and the whole
Yeah.
haiku was misspelled, I said, "Oh, this brother's illiterate
When,
and got the nerve to write poems."
when you get to reading it like this,
Yeah. So I had a courageous conversation with him and was like, "Yo,
no,
I want you to do better. Like, do you have no
no. What time
seriously?"
did you go to lunch, boy? Did you go to
No,
lunch at
I
10:30 every
asked
morning, holding
him.
hands with a few people?
You was with
Yeah,
the
I'm
boy with the
saying,
helmet. Yeah.
right,
Yeah. But
right.
I asked him, I was like, "Yo, do you consider like using spell check? Do you want to improve?" And he was like, "Nah, I'm good."
Auto correct is on every phone. I don't think you got to turn it on, turn it off.
Like,
That
no,
little
he was
squiggly
like
line
cocky
means
about
that it
it.
ain't right.
He had the nerve to be like loud and wrong and cocky. No, I'm good.
Most people
But
that are wrong are
I said, you
loud
don't
and
I
wrong.
said
Shit.
you don't wanna learn how to spell at your big age? And he was just like, "I'm good."
No, no. Don't try to disrespect them like that, player.
And you still okay, so you stupid and proud. Got it.
Yeah, don't try to
And that was the
disrespect them
last
like that, player.
conversation we had. He was dumb and proud, girl. He did not want to do better. Sapiosexual is the new head for my old ass. That's right. I don't do stupid. I can't. So going forward, baby, I ain't saying you gotta be no rocket scientist, but I don't do stupid. I don't do stupid at all. Shit, Frank. Here we go. You
Here
know,
we
Donna's gonna
go.
paragraph
Here,
you. I
here
grew up
we
with my daddy.
go.
We're closer than my mother, and this sounds problematic, but I'm really not trying to date anyone not raised in a healthy two-parent home unless they're in therapy. That part, I get it. I know it sounds messed up, but y'all, it's definitely a difference there. The presence of a father or consistent father figure makes a lot of difference while growing up and shows up in our adulthood. Now, I will say this, Adonis.
Turn it up.
I tried to have that mind frame too, baby. I know a bunch of idiots that was raised in two-parent households.
I was
So
just waiting to
I
say
know a
that.
bunch.
Yeah, I was
I
waiting
know
to say
a
that.
bunch of unhealthy, unhealed people who were raised in two-parent households, and the households had money because both parents in the household was toxic, or one parent in the household was toxic when the other
No, these
wasn't, and
niggas
vice
just
versa.
toxic. These niggas toxic, blaming their mom and dad. Let me
I
sit up
am.
for this. You know, we ain't got long. These
I
people are
know.
toxic, blaming their mom and dad, whether you're rich or poor, whatever. At a certain point in your life, you got to accept that you're going to change you for you no matter what. Who put
I
their
just
finger in your
know.
ass? Who didn't feed you? Who left you? Who walked away from you? You got to get up for yourself and realize, hey, man, for me, I'm finna do better. I'm finna want better. I'm finna not let
Yep.
this control my
Mhm.
life. So two
I just
person,
know
one person.
I tried to apply that logic, Anonymous. I really have. I even tried to apply it in recent situations, and I will say that it's some extremely problematic and toxic and ugly and hateful and selfish people who are raised in a two-parent household, and I wouldn't touch them with another woman
Man, I
snatch.
know people that didn't have a mama or daddy that are excelling extremely in
Yep,
life,
same. Yep.
and are decent people, like morally decent than people that I know that have. I don't know many people that have
Yeah,
mother
so
and
I
father.
can't even apply that logic because I tried that and failed miserably a few
Yeah,
times. They had both parents, and I just knew. I said, "Oh, it's a two-parent household. I know this person gonna
yeah.
be top notch,
He gonna know how
not
to
the
spell. I
lesser."
know he gonna know how to spell. His mama was a
Yeah,
teacher.
top
His
notch,
mama
not the
was a
lesser.
teacher,
They dumb as a
but still don't know how
doorknob
to
with both
spell.
parents. Somebody said, "Kill your ass." I am
That person is
sometimes.
100% correct.
I am sometimes. I'm not gonna argue with you. I have no rebuttal.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
can't accept the truth. I'm
I've
with you when
taken
you're right.
Eric.
I'm with you when
I've
you're
taken
right.
Eric and Mofo over a low self-esteem any day. I can't
I
stand
totally
them.
agree, Adonis. I agree with you on that.
Cause see, a low self-esteem person will kill you if you try to go somewhere.
But they'll
Low
bring you
self-esteem,
down.
yeah, man, Debbie Downer, always looking in the mirror, not sure of themselves. You gotta have to constantly give them verbal affirmations of reassurance that still don't work. It's a lot.
Yeah, I ain't Steve Harvey.
Don't bring that baggage on a new flight. I know that's right, Candy. Pay them in dust. You can have that. That's free. Jonathan Davis, women do it all the
He's talking about
time.
bringing that baggage from the last relationship into the new
Oh yeah.
relationship.
Oh,
Yeah.
men and women. Listen, men and women, man. If you still got a heal, we going to go to corral. That's funny.
So,
Hey
what a
now,
cup of water.
1996. I was 21 and lit before it
Boy,
was
got me
lit.
calculating.
You was at the Freaknik.
Hey, he living it up. There's a video out there with him on there, man.
Yeah. Don't stop. Get it.
Yeah, Uncle Luke playing in the background.
Moral of the story: when in doubt, just get you an Aries man for a peaceful life. I hate it. You know, it's too many of y'all on here. It's a whole bunch of Aries on here. Oh, Adonis. Okay, I'm gonna read one more paragraph, Adonis. Real talk. I recommend people dating in a relationship or even married to take 5 love language quiz. I'm gonna take it too. Different
Okay,
people
I
with
gotta
different
look into that.
personalities give and receive love in different ways. That's very true. Learning to recognize these preferences in yourself and in loved ones, you can learn to identify the root of your conflicts, connect more profoundly, and truly begin to grow closer. Come on now. Come on,
5 love
resources.
languages quiz.
Y'all, Davis
Is
got
it?
the link to the quiz. Figure out the right way to love your mate and yourself. Hello. Well,
Well, we all want time.
we almost out of time, but what did we like? What I'm gonna take from this is one, we all have good and bad traits.
Right.
Red flags. We got red flags and green flags. Everybody do, all of us. We all got something we dealing with. But the key is to figure out which red flags you can deal with, and if the person's green flags outweigh the red flags. Because what I'm not finna do is have a whole bunch of red flags to deal with, and I ain't getting no kind of compensation.
And you know what? Something that we didn't touch on either is like your green flag can turn into a red flag if it's over excessive. We missed that. We didn't talk about that because your green flag.
Can you give an example real quick, Pastor P?
Man, you could be. Let's just say if you're over loving, like you're saying, you know that you can smother a person. You know that's a good thing that
I love hard.
That you love a little too fucking hard.
We talked about loving hard before,
You know, oh yeah, see this girl on the
you gonna kill me in my sleep if I try to leave love hard. Like
this has been the week of loving a little too hard, and all these people in the news for killing these women.
That's true.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Don't love me that much, and I said that before.
We've already agreed on that.
Yeah. I'm replaceable.
I don't even want you to tell me you love me. How about that?
And my love is very subtle. I say that too. My love is not abrasive. It's very subtle. It come up on you, not even from behind. You see it coming from the front, and it gently holds you. And whenever you try to let go, it go just like this.
Yeah.
It don't hold you.
This is more Patrick Swayze. What was that ghost shit you going?
People try to explain they love. My love is it's so subtle you might think it ain't there.
It ain't there. Say, man, we appreciate y'all every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Every Tuesday, OTC podcast. Come get some of this subtle love.
And if you got any questions, email questions or suggestions to ask otcpodcast@gmail.com. I need to check our email.
Hey, I think come up on my phone about email. But Eric, next week I need an update. I need a success story, Eric. I need a success story. Look at the way she's looking at you, boy. That's a cougar right there.
Don't do that, Eric.
I
know what you need, and I'm not.
Eric, I'm a pastor.
Eric. I'll ruin your life. Don't do that.
I mean, everybody wants their life ruined. That's like that's some Hangover 3 type shit. Hey, y'all have a good week, man. Everybody stay prayed up and stay out the way.
Y'all be easy. See y'all next week.